Our next performer was introduced to Seaside 3 years ago by his love, Jenny. She's out there somewhere. He's known to be creative in a lot of ways, including singing and silliness. Tonight, the uniquely funny Frenchman will most certainly make us laugh. Please welcome Paul Hould. Paul? Okay, there he is.
Before I start, I'd like to get a few things settled. I'm 79 years old, and at any time during my performance, I may have CRS. Are you familiar with CRS? Well, C stands for can't, the R stands for remember, and the S stands for stuff. Okay? Please try not to get me too emotional and nervous, because if my knees start shaking, you're going to be looking at this for 5 minutes. I would like to now introduce you to Henry. Now, Henry is my pet. Back at the home, we're not allowed to have pets. So I have trained Henry, when he's in the presence of people, to be very quiet, to sit perfectly still. This took a long time, believe me. And he is so good at it that anytime I am in company, everyone thinks that Henry is just my hat. The other day back at the home, I was having lunch with Tom and Tim. And Tom was just complaining about his ails, his lumbago, and his arthritis. Finally, he turned to Tim and he said, "Tim, we're about the same age. How do you feel?" Tim says, "Well, I feel like a newborn baby." He said, "How's that?" He said, "Well, I have no hair, I have no teeth, and I'm wearing a diaper." Speaking of diapers, why is it that children's diapers are called Loves, Huggies, and Pampers? When you get old, if you want love, hugs, and be pampered, it's going to depend on how much money's in your will. The food is really bad at the home. I mean, it's terrible. It's so bad that we cannot leave dental floss laying around because the roaches pick it up and hang themselves. I had to go see the psychiatrist the other day, and I told him that I was contemplating suicide. And he said to me, "Well, you're going to have to start paying in advance." No, CRS is kicking out. Let's see here. Can somebody help me here? Oh yeah, I forgot to put on my glasses. That's what it was. I can just close one eye and you people just disappear. Anyway, the doctor, I went to him and he said, I said, not he said, oh, come on. I said, when I look in the mirror, I get very despondent. What's wrong with me? And he says, nothing's wrong with you. You got perfect eyesight. As we get older, our bodies start to deteriorate. The other morning, I put on my underwear, and the Fruit of the Loom guys started laughing. There's a lot of activities at the home. I joined the bridge club the other day, and I get to jump off on Tuesday. Have you folks noticed there's a lot of violence and crime going on in the world? There's so much crime, and I'm going to tell you why. Some idiot went and got rid of all the phone booths, and now Superman has no place to change. Anyway, there's enough violence going on at the home. We have a large Italian population, and Tony and Vinny always getting into arguments. And if you've ever seen two Italians going at it, it goes something like this. Well, poor Tony, he never wins. He only has one hand. He lost his hand in an accident. So he went to the doctor. The surgeon said, well, we'll have to sew it back on for you. So Tony, being an old-fashioned Italian, he says, so how much are you going to charge me to put my hand back on? The surgeon said, well, it's about a $10,000 to $15,000 operation. He said, oh, I'm not going to spend that kind of money for just a simple thing like a sew on the hand. I take it to my friend Vicencio the tailor. He sew them up pretty good, you know. So, hey, goes off. Sure enough, gets its hand sewed right back on. A couple of weeks later, he's walking down the street, and who does he run into? He runs into the surgeon. And he went to the surgeon, and he says, you know what? I haven't got my hand looking work pretty good, don't you think? And I says, yeah, it's okay. He says, well, you know what? I'll up you. Well, that's my time right now, and I appreciate your attention. And just keep smiling. You'll live longer, right? Thank you very much.